When a carpenter and his wife give birth to a son, the heavens are lit by a divine sign. But the child is hunted down, marked for death, and the family is forced to flee. After 15 years of wandering, they settle in a small village, but something has changed over the years. The teenager, who begins to discover divine powers within himself, starts asking uncomfortable questions. This pushes the carpenter to increasingly wonder who his son's true father really is, and to question his own faith. Films dealing with religion always tread on thin ice. Cinema thrives on conflict and drama, yet it's difficult to extract strong emotions from canonical stories built on holiness and infallibility. They must not merely be retold, but reinterpreted and reassembled, an approach that inevitably distorts sacred texts and alters images revered by believers. The Carpenter's son faced heavy backlash from Christian groups as early as the announcement stage, many of whom rejected the very engine of the story, a coming-of-age son of God being tested by evil. Various Christian organizations condemned the film and called for a boycott, leading to so-called review bombing on IMDb, where the Carpenter's son was flooded with one-star ratings. Casting also played a role in the outrage. For many, Nicolas Cage is synonymous with bad movies, though that's putting it mildly. And the decision to cast black rapper FKA Twigs as the mother of Jesus, whose stage persona is built around exaggerated sexuality, felt to Orthodox viewers like a slap in the face. On the other hand, scandals fade, but films remain. And after watching The Carpenter's Son, it becomes clear that its director and screenwriter, Egyptian-born Arab filmmaker Lefty Nathan, knew exactly what he was doing. His film is neither an attack on tradition nor blasphemy, but an attempt to retell a sacred legend for a new generation, using the framework of a superhero origin story. The future savior's first encounter with Satan is presented as the discovery of superpowers. It's a bold and risky approach, but one that's coherent and worthy of attention. Alongside the storyline of the 15-year-old son of God, going through a phase of adolescent rebellion provoked by Satan in the guise of a girl his own age, the film devotes significant time to his father, the carpenter himself, played by Nicolas Cage. Cage reportedly took the role almost as a dare, trying to prove something to Robert Eggers, who once said in an interview that he couldn't imagine Cage in his films. The Carpenter's Son does indeed resemble Eggers the Witch, and Cage is quite convincing as a man lost in doubt, whose faith is put to a severe test. Was the conception truly immaculate? Is the boy he raises and protects really the son of God or the son of the devil? His character is harsh, even cruel toward the boy, but only because he is afraid. Doubt is the enemy he must ultimately defeat. Overall, The Carpenter's Son is a religious film that also works surprisingly well as a horror movie. Shot in Greece, Nathan manages to conjure a convincing ancient world steeped in decay, disease, and fear, though the film is let down by very weak CGI, particularly in the depiction of snakes, which recur as a visual motif. Still, this flaw is more than compensated for by the electrifying performances of Noah Jupe as the young Jesus and Isla Johnston as his temptress. Cage also deserves praise, though it's difficult to view his performance without the long shadow of his previous roles. So it's less a trophy than a certificate of effort. But both the film and Cage himself ultimately prove their point.